Rim Country News brought to you by Jake's Corner Bar and Grill. Same stop, different horses since 1916. And by Terlucas and Brandt CPA PLLC, with a long history of providing quality CPA services right here in Rim Country. On this Thursday, August 19th, for Tano TV, K-Rim Radio News, and Global Trails Media, I'm Randy Roberson with your Rim Country News headlines. Well, floodwaters had emergency crews scrambling all over Gila County yesterday, from up here in the north, down through Tano Basin and into southern Gila County as well. Payson police posted up photos online of McLean Road near Main Street and on the Dollbaby Ranch Road down near the sewer department. Floodwaters seriously impacting roads in those areas and prompting Payson PD to remind people not to try and cross flooded roadways. Well, down here in Tano Basin, where I'm coming to you from today, folks on the east side of Tano Creek were stranded for yet another day as floodwaters at the Gun Creek gauge, that's between Jake's Corner and Tano Basin. Well, yesterday, flow rate there got up to over 14,000 cubic feet per second and around 10 feet in depth. Folks here on the east side cut off from the west side of the basin and the highway for yet another day at least. The flow level and depth on Tano Creek has come down considerably as of sunrise this morning. However, still way too high for anything to cross. Now down a little closer towards Roosevelt Lake, ADOT reports that Highway 188 had to be closed due to water and debris flowing over the top of the highway. As a result, that road is closed between milepost 246 and 255, and as of press time this morning, ADOT says there's no estimated reopening time. Well, of course, you can always get the latest road conditions online by just going to az511.com or dialing 511 on your phone. Folks in southern Gila County who were still just recuperating from rather devastating flooding last week were hit again yesterday. Flash flooding closed the US 60 in both directions Wednesday afternoon in Globe for about an hour as the area braced for potentially catastrophic flooding, according to the National Weather Service. Well, the National Weather Service, by the way, said homes in nearby Russell Gulch were damaged by flooding. As a result, the Red Cross opened a shelter in southern Gila County for those down in that area that were displaced due to the recent flooding there. Now, that shelter is located at the Lee Cornegay Intermediate School. That's at 4739 Regis Road in Miami. And in some other news that has a pretty profound impact on the Payson area residents and others as well, an agreement signed by the Forest Service and the state for critical forest thinning moves important watershed protection forward. Now, a recently signed agreement between the Forest Service and the state of Arizona will allow important and strategic forest thinning to begin on a vital watershed that supplies water to the town of Payson and parts of the Phoenix metropolitan area as well. Coconino National Forest and the Arizona Department of Forestry and Fire Management, or AZDFFM, signed a Good Neighbor Authority, or GNA, agreement for the Baker Project on July 27th, which is an important step that moves the project to the next stage. Now, this marks the first time in the region's history that the state is able to remove timber from the Forest Service land and will help pave the way for future GNA projects. The Forest Service says that they're excited to partner with the state forestry agencies throughout the GNA to implement critically important forest and watershed restoration work on the National Forest System, on those lands, especially when the Forest Service is unable to do the work on their own. Now, the Baker Project is also made possible by the folks at Salt River Project and, of course, right in the town of Payson. Now, those are contributing necessary funds to ensure that the forest thinning treatments can be implemented to begin with. Now, the Mogollon Rim District, the district ranger, that is, Linda Wadley, said the Salt River Project and the town of Payson have been dedicated and collaborative partners right from the planning stages and all the way now through the implementation phase. That's good news. Well, the Arizona Department of Forestry and Fire Management can now begin the search for a company that they need to find to perform the mechanical treatments for the Baker project, which is a portion of the East Clear Creek watershed feeding into the C.C. Cregan Reservoir, also known as the Blue Ridge Reservoir. Now, Forest Supervisor Laura Jo West said, quote, "Protecting the watershed is critically important to ensure there are sustainable water supplies for downstream communities." Now, through the GNA agreement, AZDFFM and a select contractor will implement treatments on more than 1,000 acres of the Mogollon Rim just south of Baker Butte Lookout. That's a butte that's located approximately 12 miles southwest of the C.C. Cregan Reservoir. Now, the overall purpose of the Baker project is, of course, improvement of forest health by reducing the risk of extreme wildfire through forest fuel reduction. Also protecting municipal water supplies and power infrastructure, while also improving the Lookout Tower's view shed as well. Now, harvesting of trees to implement treatments will likely begin this fall or early spring. The Baker project is part of the overarching Cregan Watershed Protection Project, or CWPP, the result of many years of hard work between partners such as the Forest Service, the town of Payson, AZDFFM, and the Salt River Project. Now, the agreement signed by forest and state officials for critical forest thinning moves important watershed protection forward, and that's very good news for all of us here in Rim Country indeed. And finally, a well-known local nonprofit organization that works to benefit youth in our community and wildlife in our forest right here in Rim Country. Well, they had a pretty huge success just recently. The Mogollon Sporting Association held their 28th annual fundraiser banquet this past week. KRIM's Chris Higgins and myself were proud to co-MC the event, which board member Becky Prock says was a huge success.
This year we had a phenomenal year with record-breaking sales, record-breaking attendance, just an overall fabulous year from our sponsors, our donors, and our supporters that came out and made this one of the best years ever.
Fellow board member and Payson Town Councilwoman Barbara Underwood says they set a new all-time record this go-around.
I get the pleasure of announcing that this year was a record year for MSA, and our total sales were over 250,000. The net profit of this year's banquet was a little over 165,000, which is like double our record that we had previously. So we just want to thank the community. Yes. People came out in full force to support us. The businesses that donated, there's way too many to mention, but because of them, it contributed to our success.
And MSA President and former Payson Mayor Craig Swartwood said it's all about the local focus.
And the wonderful thing about Mogollon Sporting Association is it was founded with the premise that all of the money that's raised would go 50% to youth and 50% to enhancement of the outdoors and wildlife. None of the money goes any farther than 50 miles from our community, and 100% of it is donated back. We have no paid officers, we don't have any paid directors. It's a labor of love, and it's all volunteer. So thanks to the community and thanks to our over 40 sponsors that we had this year.
Well, coming up next in Rim Country weather, scattered showers and thunderstorms will be possible today, but mainly over far northern Arizona. Otherwise, right here in Rim Country, dry conditions are anticipated for much of our area. Breezy and cool conditions are also expected today, so that's kind of a nice change. So, what does the weekend and the coming work week look like? A complete report coming up next. You're watching Rim Country News.
Jake's Corner Bar and Grill. It's not just a bar, it's a destination. Jake started out as an Arizona stage stop way back in 1916, and folks have been stopping here ever since. Jake's also has been famous as a popular stopping spot for travelers headed to Rim Country or Roosevelt Lake. But as more people discover this historic stop, more and more, it becomes the destination. It was even featured in the 2008 movie Jake's Corner and later featured at the Sedona Film Festival. Ice-cold beers from the tap, imported or specialty beers, a generously stocked full bar, and great food that keeps you wanting to come back again and again. Enjoy a game of pool inside or step out and enjoy the covered patio and outdoor bar with live entertainment and much more. We hope to see you soon at one of the most historic stopping spots in Arizona, Jake's Corner Bar and Grill. It's not just a bar, it's a destination.
Hello, this is Brian Bowman. We have Payson Tire Pros and Automotive, and one of the best things about having a business in town is the local community. We found Terlucas and Brandt to do our taxes. Amy's been a critical component for our business to be successful. We are very thankful for them and their professionalism. So if you're looking to have somebody do your taxes and you want to find somebody good that's willing to work with you, Amy is awesome. Terlucas and Brandt is who we suggest.
Well, taking a look now at your Rim Country 7-day weather forecast. Heights continue to fall over northern Arizona today as a long wave trough continues to move eastward across the Great Basin and pass just to the north of Arizona. Another breezy afternoon is anticipated as the pressure gradient tightens over much of northern Arizona. That'll result in winds that are really going to be kicking up this afternoon. Consequently, some surface gusts this afternoon, especially in the high terrain, are expected to approach 30 to 35 miles an hour. And as the trough passes, much of the monsoonal moisture is going to be swept away, resulting in a dry day today for much of our area. Now, in the wake of the trough, dry conditions are actually expected across much of northern Arizona, not only today, but Friday as well, and into the weekend. So, again, a chance to maybe just dry out just a little bit, which is kind of a welcome relief, especially down here in Tonto Basin. Well, temperatures only warm a couple of degrees Friday and Saturday as another trough moves over the northern Great Basin, suppressing the ridge over the south-central United States from building into Arizona. Now, temperatures will begin to warm a bit on Sunday and into next week as the heights begin to rise from the ridge, gradually building into Arizona from the east. Now, as that high builds, the National Weather Service out of Flagstaff says monsoonal moisture begins to surge northward into Arizona once again for the start of the upcoming work week. Daily afternoon showers and thunderstorms, well, they're going to be back into the forecast. You can expect them to return as a result of all of that, especially across, to begin with, across eastern Arizona, and then gradually expanding coverage as the week progresses. So maybe around midweek, we'll really notice things around Rim Country a bit more. Meanwhile, highs and lows around Rim Country today, well, they should be looking something like this. In Payson today, a little bit of fog early this morning in a few spots. Otherwise, the clouds have gone, and we should see sunny skies with a high in Payson today near 78 degrees. Tonight, it'll be mostly clear with Payson's low right around 59. Up on top of the Rim today, up at Forest Lakes, well, they too will be drying out a bit today under mostly sunny skies. Their high today up on top of the Rim expected to warm up to a cool 67 degrees, and with their low tonight dropping down to near 49, so even a tad on the chilly side up there tonight. Down here in Tonto Basin, where a flood warning is still in effect through tonight, well, we're also going to finally have sunny skies throughout the day today. Our high, as a result, is going to warm back up to around 90 degrees, and with the humidity still kind of up there a bit, and it's a little bit on the muggy side. Our low tonight in Tonto Basin down around 70. And that's what's happening around Rim Country. For Tonto TV, KRIM Radio News, and Global Trails Media, and some dog across the street, I'm Randy Roberson. Make it a great Friday Eve. Thanks for watching.